So somatic psychology is really body-oriented psychotherapy. It kind of comes about almost in response to certain kinds of psychotherapy that really prioritize rationalism, thinking, as opposed to embodiment and feeling. And so it's kind of a response to a certain kind of hyper-intellectualization. You can see in our culture today that so much of our lives is spent like thinking or texting or being really just disembodied selves. And somatic psychology believes that part of discontent sometimes emerges as a result of kind of being disconnected with our bodies. And one way back into a place of wholeness and wellness is to reconnect with our bodies, to connect again with kind of our body's wisdom, the knowledge that it has, and to start listening to it again. You know, I think the biggest clarification, just like a lot of people kind of don't even know about it, right? That you know, like yourself, you know, it's like, what word is that? What does that even mean? You know, and I think that, you know, that there's so much richness kind of it just in the body and the interconnection of the body with the mind. I think the biggest clarification is really just getting people to wake up to the fact that, you know, our physical sensations or body sensations are really just always present. You know, that's one of the core methodologies within somatics is a method of called focusing. It's there's a way of attending to inner experience where you're listening to what we call the felt sense. It's this kind of, I don't know if you ever had like this tip of the tongue feeling, kind of where you're kind of there's something inside that you don't quite know, but it's just there, and if you just kind of listen for a little bit, kind of it comes. Well, that's kind of the essence of the felt sense and kind of the essence of somatic psychology. It's starting to tune in to that felt sense, these kind of inklings that emerge, kind of if we just let ourselves be open to kind of just this vague something that wants to come out. I mean, so much of our time and our life is spent just cut off. I mean, it's not easy, you know, because we do get so busy in our lives and fixed and on autopilot sometimes. So a lot of it's sometimes just about slowing down, like slowing down, tuning in, creating a space of listening, right? Kind of asking the questions that matter, creating enough safety and space, and just allowing things to emerge. I think as therapists, what we want to do is try and help people learn how to be good stewards, good kind of co-journeyers with their clients, so that kind of these really very tender, timid things that are just inklings that haven't yet formed into words, kind of like in their newborn phase, get sufficient nurturance and attention that they can actually form, you know. And so just creating that time and creating that space for people, I think is really important. And you know, that's how we try and teach psychotherapy here. I mean, I think a lot of people just are going so quickly, you know, and they don't even realize that how fast they're going. You know, it's just like the pace of life is just, you know, internet speed, you know, and there's so many things that draw them, just kind of clicks and, you know, going down the rabbit hole of the World Wide Web. And so what does it mean to unplug, right? Unplug from kind of the things that pull at us and turn inward, right? You know, there's this notion of looking inward rather than outward, right? And yeah, I think it's something that we can do, but oftentimes we don't make the time to do it, and we really have forgotten how to just take a time out. I think some of it is you have to walk the talk yourself, right? You have to kind of create a space within yourself of spaciousness, right? You have to kind of create room for your own mystery, the mystery of whatever is unfolding kind of in the space, in the moment. You have to let yourself slow down and frequently kind of people start to resonate to that. They start to allow themselves to deepen because you're deepening yourself. And you know, when you do that, and whether it's with an individual or with a group, you know, then something important and new can emerge, right? So, yeah, just creating space for silence, create space for things not to get cluttered in, right? Kind of for empty spaces out of which novelty, newness, whatever is underneath starts to percolate out and up. I mean, that's kind of the essence of somatic psychology, right? Just creating the space, allowing, and trusting.